Imagine the perfect video store. It would have a great selection, right? Right! Over 10,000 videos. 3 evening rentals, so no rush, no hassle. Fast checkout. 24-hour quick drop return. Open late every night. Well, the perfect video store
Welcome to Blockbuster Video.
is popping up all over the country. There's one near you.
Blockbuster Video. Wow, what a difference.
Imagine it's the late 70s and early 80s. Jimmy Carter's president. The Pet Rock is popular. ABBA, Queen, Michael Jackson are all topping the charts. The Ford Pinto's all over the road. And Star Wars and The Empire Strikes Back are both smash hit blockbusters. And yes, home video is about to catch on. Much like the battle between Blu-ray and HD DVD about a decade ago, there was a battle between VHS and the Betamax in the late 70s and early 80s. VHS, of course, ended up winning this battle, mainly because of its ability to hold a longer length on each of the tapes. Betamax was only able to hold about 60 minutes per tape, while VHS was able to hold about 120 minutes. And by 1980, most American households owned a VCR, but because of the expensive price tag of VHS tapes, renting them became the most viable option for most people. This gave way to the mom-and-pop video rental store, and in the 1980s, these stores popped up everywhere and flourished. Main Street USA pretty much wasn't complete without a video rental store. It was really one of the only ways to get movies or the exact media you wanted to watch at that time. This was such a growing industry that a man named David Cook, by the suggestion of his wife, leave his oil and gas business and open up a video store. On October 19th, 1985, the first Blockbuster video store was opened in Dallas, Texas. From then through the 1990s, the stores popped up everywhere. Blockbuster was essentially ubiquitous with home video rental. While there was still enough business in the market for mom and pop stores to stay open, Blockbuster became a powerhouse and leader in the home video rental industry. Blockbuster Video was making money hand over fist between video rentals, video sales, and in-store merchandise such as candy and popcorn, not to mention late fees.
Patrick!
What is it?
Where are you going?
I've got to return some videotapes.
Probably returning videotapes.
But where?
I have to return some videotapes.
Blockbuster also expanded into the video game rental business, eventually creating Game Rush, an occasional standalone storefront, and an in-store area that sold and bought DVD games and game consoles. This was to directly compete with stores like GameStop, Babbage's, Funko Land, and the Electronic Boutique. But in the year 2000, Reed Hastings, the founder and current CEO of Netflix, a little-known 3-year-old company at the time, approached Blockbuster with an offer to sell the company to Blockbuster for $50 million. John Antioco, Blockbuster's then CEO, declined the offer, as he considered Netflix a very small niche business, and they were also losing money at the time. It's important to note that Netflix was not streaming at this time and was only a mail-in DVD service. By 2004, Blockbuster's revenue hit a peak, but was ready for a downhill spiral. Between Redbox and Netflix, Blockbuster was starting to face some stiff competition. They did try their own version of a Redbox and mail-in subscription service, but it was essentially too late for them, and in September of 2010, Blockbuster filed for bankruptcy. It's easy to say that they were stupid and short-sighted and should have purchased Netflix when they had the chance, but hindsight's 20/20. The last 10 years, consumer habits have changed dramatically, as seen by the retail apocalypse that's currently happening. Blockbuster may have been able to survive it if it more quickly adapted, but I still doubt you'd see brick-and-mortar storefronts in your local town anymore. The real loss of all this, other than people's jobs, in my opinion, was just the experience that went with going to a Blockbuster or a mom-and-pop video rental store. It was fun and exciting to check out all the new titles. Maybe you'd see a neighborhood friend in there and chat with them for a bit. That was probably one of the best parts about going to a mom-and-pop video shop. The people that worked there were usually knowledgeable and interested in film, and they could give you recommendations, tell you what's popular, and maybe open your eyes to lesser-known titles that you hadn't heard about before. All that's been replaced by review aggregate websites and cheesy YouTube movie reviewers.
Endless trash!
Put a ball back comment.
All Harloff's gonna do next week is kiss Hamill's ass! All Harloff's gonna do next week is kiss Hamill's ass!
Put a ball back comment. Put a ball back comment. What do you want me to say? What do you want me to say? You want me to be an asshole to him? Hey, Mark Hamill, you're a dick. Why are you in the prequels?
Well, of course you're gonna fucking kiss his ass! It's Luke, motherfucker!
Personally, I have a lot of fond memories of video stores. Even before Blockbuster in my neighborhood, there was Palmer Video, which was a smaller chain of video stores. That turned into West Coast Video. And then Blockbuster came around, probably around the mid-90s, around 1995. And a lot of my times going into Blockbuster were very memorable to me. Some of my first memories of a lot of horror iconography were because I walked into a Blockbuster and saw Pinhead on the cover of VHS, or the Silence of the Lambs cover. So there was a lot of things in my life that I remembered. Even going towards the later 90s, when Blockbuster had the tie-in with Pokemon Snap, was an N64 video game, and that had this kiosk where you could actually plug your N64 cartridge of the game in, and you could actually print pictures that you had taken in the game, as the game was like a on the rails video picture taking game, or pictures of Pokemon, and then you could print out the pictures that you had taken in game, and they were stickers, and you'd put them on your things. So that was a cool thing about Blockbuster in the later 90s. And in the earlier 2000s, me and my friends would go in there and cause mischief. We would go in there and we'd turn around the old VHSs or DVDs, and then we'd kind of do the "in a world" voice, and then just kind of do the synopsis on the back of each DVD.
In a world, in the year 2017,
in a time of tradition, in a city where anything can happen, in a war that isn't his.
And it would really piss off the workers.
They say so much, but they never tell you if it's any good. Are either one of these any good? Sir?
What?
Are either one of these any good?
I don't watch movies.
Well, have you heard anything about either one of them?
I find it's best to stay out of other people's affairs.
You mean you haven't heard anybody say anything about either one of these?
Nope.
Well, what about these two?
Oh, they suck.
And then we'd kind of do the "in a world" voice, and then just kind of do the synopsis on the back of each DVD, and it would really piss off the workers. But a lot of good times, and you could meet a lot of good people in there that would tell you a lot about art house films or anything. That was more with the mom and pop video stores, but you could really learn a lot. Now that's all been kind of converted to YouTube and podcasts and everything, but it was a cool thing to actually physically interact with people. Nowadays all that kind of interaction is done through online, I guess. But there are still some video stores that still exist to this day. In fact, you could check out a video called Video World: The Death of a Video Store.
I'm the owner, proud owner for 23 years. Here in the video rental business, looking to see what we can do tonight to make people happy in their entertainment needs. Well, that was a commercial.
By Ben Churchill on YouTube. It is a little documentary that is about like the last days of a local mom and pop video store, and that was a really cool video that I had watched. But that's pretty much it for this video. I'll be coming out with more soon. Probably do a new podcast soon on I'll probably recount most of the movies in 2017, as I haven't even done a podcast since January. We'll do and we'll talk about Stranger Things for sure, all season 2 of Stranger Things, and a bunch of stuff like that. So just like and subscribe, and we'll be here. That's the end. All right, thank you. Bye-bye.
Under Blockbuster, I feel like I come here all the time. They know me. Then I'm like, hey, what's up, Jeff? How are you, bro? It's that personal touch. You feel like you're at home. This is all the new releases section here at Blockbuster, and I mean, I swear to God, all of these films are rich. Stop kidding yourself. Watch out. Stop it. Don't touch me there. You're making me nervous. Well, there's comedy right here. John Cusack. Say anything. He knows what he's doing up there on screen. Cusack again. I mean, what am I, his publicist? My girlfriend has a crush on Andy Garcia. Forget it, bro. We run into you again, and you got your hair all brushed back, and you got the tweed jacket on, and she's looking at you while I'm trying to talk to her. You're gonna be dead. But I'm just kidding. I respect you, and I don't want any trouble. This is one of my picks. Lethal Weapon. This is a fantastic movie. It's a Joel Silver movie, strangely. Kind of like Gothica. The Clapton soundtrack and the saxophone and everything. Martin Riggs is kind of on edge, and he's suicidal. I don't even know what this is, and I'm taking it. See, sometimes you just got to shoot from the hip. If you haven't seen Rain Man in the last 2 or 3 months, you should see it again. Tom Cruise, he should have won something for that. He's got his suitcase. He's like, come on, let's go, let's go, let's go. This is one of my picks. The first time I saw The Matrix, I felt like a new myth had been created. I also felt momentarily homicidal towards Keanu Reeves, because that would have been great if I'd been able to play Neo. But I think I was in the pen or something. There's nothing but action. In daily life, when you're sleeping, you're active. When you move a bowel, ouch. It's action. Speaking of action, speed. There's Keanu again, another film that I could have done if I wasn't the clink. I feel like a teenager when I talk about this movie. Halle Berry is in this. Halle Berry and I are in Gothica. What's up, Halle? She's not here. This is one of my picks. These are my 3 picks, for real. Swordfish, Lethal Weapon, and The Matrix. Now, the most important thing to me about watching movies is the candy, because here's what I'm really about. I'm here. Hey, Jeff, I'm good to go here. Hey, thanks a lot, bro. I'm good for it. And don't trip on the candy. I got some in the car.